All right, I am here with Rod Santomassimo of the Massimo Group. Welcome, Rod.
David, always a pleasure to speak with you.
So you are a graduate of the High Fee Mastery Program. Tell people a little bit about your business and then kind of how you came into the program, what you were hoping it would contain, and I think the angle that we talked about a moment ago is, some people might say, well, I'm already too successful. I'm already doing high six figures, seven figures, multiple seven figures. What could this high fee mastery program possibly teach me? So maybe address that as part of your before and after also.
Sure. Well, the Massimo Group is a coaching company. We coach specifically in the commercial real estate field, and individual brokers. But when I saw this on Facebook, I believe it was, David, and I knew of you, but I saw this on Facebook. I thought it'd be interesting, just curiosity. What are they preaching? This idea of high fee, because we charge very high fees already. So just see what maybe you were doing that we weren't doing. So I can maybe catch a little nugget or two and say, okay, I did the webinar. I'm moving forward. We're doing great, right? And I'll admit we're the seven-figure company. We are a seven-figure company. I have 20 coaches that are working with me and clients, hundreds of clients across North America. So maybe it wasn't the target audience that you were looking for. So I was a little, leery about that as well. But during the webinar, what you spoke to really resonated with me. And I saw this selfishly, I will say that, selfishly as a way not only for us to maybe tinker with our programs, but also what you were articulating, maybe a way to get our salespeople to sell differently.
Yeah, well, and talk about how that rolled out. So you got into the program, and I think you had some pretty big early wins, even when we talked about looking at what you're doing right now and raising the fees on that, even before we talked about creating these different kind of high fee models that you might adopt later on, but almost immediately raising the prices and raising kind of the level, the premium fees that attract premium clients. So talk about some of those early wins and then how that trickled down to the sales team.
Sure. Well, I will tell you, before I met you, David, we actually made a strategic decision. I made the decision to increase our fees 25%, which is significant. And my sales guys were shaking their heads saying, we're never going to sell. We're never going to sell. And I, like you, felt, look, we have great value. Let's at least start charging this more in line with our value, without going too far over the ceiling. So for me, it was just a confirmation of everything that we were doing, that we could charge these fees, listening to you and how you position. But for my sales guys, they really need to hear, your pitch. And I'll tell you, and I'm going to tell you, I don't have many books by my desk, but I read a lot of books. But here is my David Newman Bible that I always refer to. I printed everything out. I gave a copy to my sales guys and said, let's start selling like this, or start positioning like this. Maybe selling is the wrong term. But what we found was, I won't tell the secrets of what you're doing, so I'm not going to share that. But the old way we were asking for folks to align with us, we went completely different. 180, the way you shared with me how we should position ourselves. And what we found was we were getting quick contracts as far as consults. The consults were turning into contracts much more expeditiously than ever before. And this has continued, by the way, months after I've worked with David. It continues forward and forward and forward, in that now we sell position completely differently based on what you shared with me. And again, we were a seven-figure company before meeting with David. And now I see I have grander visions because of meeting with David, what we could become. And it's validated everything which I think we could be.
So let's talk about this just in terms of some really juicy ROI numbers, dollars, percentages, increase in fees. And I really would love to hear, even while we had our 8 weeks together, you guys had some pretty big breakthroughs and some pretty big cash flow bumps with some new deals that you were getting with this new mindset and this new kind of strategic and tactical skill set.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just the mindset, and that was huge, by the way. The mindset was absolutely significant, especially about my sales guys. And I know a lot of folks listening to this were saying, well, I am the sales guy. I don't have a sales team. that's great. You need this. I mean, I need this. And maybe I wasn't aware I needed it, but now, as David knows, I've already invested in other programs. We're getting a lot of value of those with David. But for me, I need to really understand how we can position ourselves. And so one thing coming out of this was even not the mindset, but the programs. And we actually made a change in our program offerings from being a long-term group program to now the point where we're a short-term program of, I won't mention the term because you'll get it all in the webinar, but David shared with you a short-term program at the same or higher fees than we were offering a 6-month program. We've already beta tested it, and I'll share this with you. The price of the program that I invested in David for this high fee idea, within 1 month, I got a 300% return right away, because I did the short-term program with a group, and bam, right away. Now that, I admit, that to me was more of a beta test to see if this would work. Now I know it works. So I will share with you that my 3X will be insignificant by the time I do the next program. Now this will be a return on investment that we did with David. Easily, that was a 3X, easily 10X, probably more than 20, 30X by the time the next 2 years go by. And that's just on the program. On the mindset and selling to the consultants, that return is exponential because we're getting contracts, more and more contracts, even though we raised our fees 25%.
Love that. Absolutely. And again, just to give people some context, we're not talking about your program is like $500, $1,000. When people sign up with you, it's like what, a $12,000, $15,000, $18,000 investment now typically?
Yeah, typically it's right now a $16,500 investment for our coaching programs that we do. A little unique model than what you talked about, but it's a $16,500 program for us. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then last thing, Rod, what would you say to someone who's just on the fence? They're considering signing up for high fee mastery. Maybe they think they have it all locked in. Maybe they think, oh my God, I've got nothing locked in. I'm not ready. This is too advanced. This is too hard. Maybe address both sides of that if you would.
Sure. I'll go to the latter that you mentioned. Those that think they're not ready too hard. No, David takes you step by step through the exact process you have to do with the templates, even the emails. Everything's laid out for you, everything. And again, I can pick up the book. We refer to it all the time, and we call it our sales Bible now. So if you think it's too hard, no, it's not. David really takes the time to articulate. And what I loved about it was, and David found this out, the engagement of the other members. So I found, now look, I thought, I will admit this, I was my high horse. What am I going to learn from these people that are in the program? Because I'm already making, the companies are making 7 figures. But the engagement with the other people on the private Facebook and what we got together, and just regarding how we implement this, how do you implement that? This is working. That was fantastic. Certainly not more valuable than David's time, but it was a valuable component of the program. So if you're not sure you're ready, you're ready. You'll learn an amazing amount. If you think that you are beyond this, I'm here to tell you straight out, you are not beyond this. If you think you know it all, that's a terrible recipe for not growing. It just is. One thing I look at is what can we always do better? Every day, what can we do better? And with David's program, I'm a believer. There's no doubt about it. I'm a disciple of David, and it's worked for us. Like I shared, I've already signed up more folks in his other programs. I'll be back with David very shortly. So if you're on the fence, what the heck are you doing? Get off the fence and get started and grow your business exponentially. You'll find to be true when you implement what David shares with you.
I love that, Rod. Thank you. And I love the exponential, right? The big X, 5X, 10X, 20X, because a lot of programs talk about that on a kind of a hype level. And you've experienced it because you're a doer and your sales guys are doers and implementers. And just to know that at whatever level of success, you can double and triple and sometimes quadruple or even more your results, not necessarily your fees, but the value, the impact, what you were talking about, which is the speed that people are now closing with you. Because, we talk about this in the program, that premium clients are attracted to premium fees. And the premium fees have a halo effect going, when I must be signing up with Rod and Rod's company, he must be the best of the best because look at what he charges. And his program must really work, and his program must be the top of the line. And it's all the benefits, the halo effect of having those high fees and getting people the great results that you guys get for your clients. So that's awesome. Any parting thoughts? Any last words of wisdom?
Well, for those that may think I'm too busy, which I laugh at all the time, I'm too busy to take this program right now. Here's the thing. David's program is proven. Now, we share this with our clients, but David's program is proven to me you can make more money in less time. You can make more money in less time making very simple changes to your product offering or service offering, where it might be. So busy is an excuse. Get on board. Get with David. You'll be very happy you did.